Hello.
Hello.
How are you, Brittany?
I am good in yourself, Miss Stephanie.
I was great till I put these glasses on, girl. Now I feel like Miss Teacher or something out here. I don't know how I feel.
That's all right. You give to the people. You give to the people. You're an
Hmm.
educator. Nothing wrong with that. Forgive me as I try to figure out this hair situation. I don't know what it's doing.
Oh
It's
no,
it's,
you're good, girl.
it's
So
giving lopsided, but we're gonna work with it.
you look cute. You look real cute. That red is popping though. That
Oh,
red is doing the most right now. I'm loving that red lip. And
I'm
with the
paying
veil.
homage. I'm sure we all know who too, but
Yes,
I'm
it's
paying
girls'
homage
night.
tonight.
Girls' night. We pay a little homage.
Yes, yes, yes.
Do I wear the same shirt more than once in a week? Sure do.
You better. You
Sure
better. You
do.
pay for it. It's yours.
I might wear it every day.
Hey,
Oh, it's
hey.
still valid.
We're in full celebration mode. You are
Yeah.
entitled to wear it every single
Okay.
day.
Side note, apparently my shoulders are lopsided. I don't.
No, they're
Okay.
not.
Girl, why's my shirt dipping? Anyway, hey y'all, welcome.
So you just randomly think that your shoulders are lopsided. That's impossible, I think.
Yes. Is it
You would have to
impossible?
have like some type of
Quasimodo
issue
had
like me.
Quasimodo was lopsided.
But you would know that you were lopsided. Like I
I
was
mean,
lopsided,
like,
but I've been diagnosed with it. You would know.
oh,
Trust me.
I mean, I was gonna say, like, full disclosure right now, I do have a pimple on my one shoulder, so I think that's why my shirt's off in the
Okay.
back. I think
That might be it. That might be it.
might be it. I don't know.
I need to
But
get a better chair. This is starting to look ghetto. All right, let me just sit up a little bit. I can't be looking prestige with my ghetto chair. There we go.
There we go. I love it
I'm
so
trying to
much.
block my ghetto.
Such vibes. Guess what? I had a little surprise guest just now. Stopped by the house. By Shay Casamois. Patrick's mother, because it is my husband's birthday today, y'all.
Happy birthday, Patrick.
Happy birthday, Patrick. He is what? 34? 34 today.
Okay.
So his mom stopped by real quick, dropped something off. So they live in the area. And I know I had mentioned to you, I was like, oh, I see my mother-in-law found the podcast.
Oh.
So it's all right. I'm still going to be my authentic self. And you know what? Blessing in disguise. She just came in. She's like, oh, so I saw you doing a podcast, and I watched your last episode, which was our first Wednesday one, right? Organized it. So she drove herself right to Michael's and bought herself a planner. So,
oh, look at that. We're changing lives.
Changing lives.
Oh, sorry.
Hello, Miss Francis. Good evening to you.
Hey, Mama.
So, as we said, ladies, it's ladies' night out.
Here we go.
Or ladies' night in, I guess.
I must say, we in, girl. We're not out. We in.
Yeah, that's true. That hashtag was ladies' night in. But, that's why I got my glass today. Got my that's a terrible time. Or that's a terrible idea. What time?
Oh, I like that. I like that. Story of my life, unfortunately.
Got my pomegranate margarita in here. This girl's night in,
You're making me jealous. I have none of the above. I have a reason, though. So, again, in true doing the most and then some fashion, I worked until 6 o'clock today. And then at 6 o'clock, I was like, oh, wait, I said I was going to wear a red headband. You have to leave the house to go get your red headband in the middle of Friday night traffic.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Because that's staying and then some.
Okay. Exactly. It wouldn't be and then some if I didn't. Like if I was just like, oh, well, I'll just wear the yellow and the pearls. Boo, boo. That's not how we do this.
No. I go all the way. Hey, Dana. Thank you. So we're looking nice tonight. We tried a little bit.
We did. We put some effort into it tonight. I give up.
I waited until Friday to take my weekly shower for y'all. So.
Not your weekly shower.
So yes, the curls are under control at the moment. They're not frizzy.
I like them. I like them a lot.
So let's just jump into it, Britt.
Let's do it.
Fun tonight. Lots of fun.
I'm excited. We did Friday's episode, and that was, really talking about a specific topic. So I'm excited to get back to our, discussing multiple topics and giving our opinions back and forth. So yes. I'm excited about tonight.
Feel like our pop culture night, but like our version of pop culture.
Exactly.
This might be the most poppiest culture-y episode we've done thus far.
Yeah, definitely. I would say so because we usually don't. Yeah.
Yeah. let's go ahead. Let's start with our movie review this time. We're gonna change it up a little bit.
Oh, okay. I like this.
Like, of all the things on our agenda, the movie review is a little dated. Like, it came out in 2020. Usually we do stuff that came out in the last 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
This didn't, mainly because I could not get with our original choice. So I fell asleep. And if I fall asleep on a movie, it is not for me. Because I will tolerate a lot.
In the movie's defense, she had a busy evening. She had a very busy evening. And then in my defense, because I too fell asleep, in my defense, I go to sleep super early compared to Stephanie. Like, Stephanie's a night owl. I'm usually knocked out by 10:30. And we were probably up past midnight, which, way past my bedtime.
We started it at like 12:30 a.m. So.
Exactly. Hence why I fell asleep. So I'm going to give it another chance. We're not even going to say what it is. We're going to wait till another episode to review it, but because I do want to give it another chance.
We'll give it another shot. Absolutely. Absolutely. So tonight's movie review is for Like a Boss. It stars Tiffany Haddish and I think it's Rose Byrne is her name.
And Selma Hayek.
Yeah, and Selma, thank you. And Selma Hayek is in it, as well as what's his name? Is it Greg Porter? Porter is his last name.
Okay.
He's he's one of the main actors in Pose. If anybody watches that film about the they call them the gay fashion houses or something. I don't know what they call that, but like he's like the master of ceremonies for every one of their little showcase things.
Oh, who was that? Was that the mixer?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And I think he's big on Broadway as well.
He seemed rather dramatic. I could see it.
Yeah, I know he was huge at the Met the last time we had a Met, so guess not 2020, but 2019.
Okay.
So I'm gonna look it up. But Like a Boss, so that came out in 2020. I feel like it came out right after we went into pandemic shutdown.
Yeah, I think it was shortly after that because they were pushing it really big, and then it kind of.
Yeah, I remember them pushing it
and just overshadowed.
Right, and not hearing another thing about it. So, gonna do our rating. Thank you. Yes, Dana got it right. Put that up here. Billy Porter.
Okay.
That's right. I don't know why I was like Greg.
Oh, I have heard that name before. I just never knew who it was. That helps me connect some dots. Thank you, Dana.
Yeah, he's a lot of big energy. He's a big energy actor, which I like. I like over the top. So
we love it when our viewers are engaged in the conversation. So thank you for that.
Yes. So we're doing what? Rating 1 to 10, right?
Yep.
Okay. I'm giving this a 7.5. Okay. All right, what is your rating?
A 5.
A 5. Oh, I was thinking you were gonna go lower than that. Okay.
It's funny because in my mind I'm thinking 4. I gave it a 5 because of the actress who played beside Billy Porter. Let me look up her name. She is always just.
Oh yes, you never know her name, but she is so good at that timing, that comedic timing.
She's a genius at it, and because of her and a couple of other things, I gave it a 5.
Okay.
That was the only reason, though. Her name is Jennifer Coolidge.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the actress we're referring to, if anyone and hopefully most people that watch this have seen Mean Girls, she's the nail salon technician.
Yes.
With the whole bend and snap scene. Thank you, Brittany. Let me take this one down. Oh, that's the wrong person. There we go. Boom. Yes.
She's hilarious in everything. She just, like you said, her comedic timing is really unmatched, in my opinion. So very few actresses or comedians, to me, can do what she does. So I always enjoy her, and she did not disappoint in this film either. So she is what made this a 5 for me.
And she very much played almost the exact same role.
Yeah.
And in fact, there were a couple of scenes where they literally played to her in Mean Girls. Like, I was like, oh, they literally just like did that scene again, which I liked.
I did. I appreciated that actually. So
yeah, that was because I mean, at this point, that's what she's known for. Although I feel like she did a lot of films before Mean Girls, but she will forever be known as at least for our generation. I feel like the millennials,
and then,
that's what we know her as.
But you're right. She typically plays that role even in everything else. I'm wondering before Mean Girls. Oh, you know what else she was in? And
what?
This is one of my favorites. My mom will appreciate this. Best in Show.
Oh,
I forgot all about that movie. Oh, I might have to go back and watch that tonight.
See, I've been thinking I need to watch that because I heard is it Eugene Levy and
you've never seen Best in Show?
No, and Catherine O'Hara, and that's the same too in Schitt's List. Was it Schitt's Creek? There it is.
Schitt's Creek, yeah.
I was like, that's the wrong one. I was mixing Schindler's List and Schitt's Creek. Not
two completely different.
But yeah, and I was like, oh well, I gotta see that. So
you will love Best in Show. Like it's one of those movies. To me, the comedy in it is timeless. Like hilarious, and that's my type of comedy actually. Yeah, see, I do remember Best in Show is a must. Yes, it is. It's one of those movies, especially you got your margarita night. You won't be disappointed. I promise.
Oh, good. Okay, I'm gonna find that tonight to turn that on. All right, so let's get some reasoning behind our ratings. I gave it a 7.5 because one, I watched it late at night.
Okay.
Generally while trying to do some work stuff, and I need a movie I can follow without having to look at the screen the whole time when I do that. Because generally I'm in front of a computer, and my TV's just off in the corner there, and like catch enough out the peripheral, just be on a side slant to get the work done. Two, for better for worse, I tend to like bad movies. Number one, like
you guys take note of that. She likes bad movies, so
I do. Like I said, for me to fall asleep on a movie, I have to be extremely exhausted, or it wasn't good.
Yeah.
So I liked it because one, I like bad movies. Walking into this knowing it was Tiffany Haddish, so kind of expecting something more slapsticky and not very witty humor.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Which, again, something that works well with what I was doing at the time. And I like Rose Byrne a lot. Like,
okay.
She did those Neighbors movies with Seth Rogen.
Yes, and it was another movie. I kept looking at her trying to remember where I knew her from, and I still...
She low-key does a lot of these comedies, and I feel like she gets overlooked when anyone talks about the comedic characters in it.
Oh, did you know she was Australian? I did not know that.
I could see that for her.
She was in Bridesmaids. Like
she does accents fairly easily, so I could see that for her. Bridesmaids, yes, that was the other one. Okay. Yeah, she was in Bridesmaids. And then Salma Hayek, like low-key, if I could be Salma Hayek, my life would be made, so. Let's see. All right, so Dana asked, am I the type to watch Sci-Fi Network original movies? So I'm not, but my father legit thinks that entire Sharknado series is the greatest thing that's happened since the Star Wars series. So that tells you where my genes come from. Okay, so I have a B, C, D list gene in me that goes, give them a chance, guys. Give them a chance.
No, thank you. No, thank you.
Now, I have personally not watched Sharknado, but listen, I also think The Meg was an amazing movie, and that was about the world, a shark as big as a continent that we just blew up with some C4. I thought it was great. We crossed, it was like an interdimensional thing in the ocean we crossed. Like, yeah, I'm here for it. I'm watching it again tonight.
Please don't. Please don't. It's views like yours that encourage them to keep making movies like that.
Like, look, don't dance in no snow, though. Okay, I'm not here for no snow dancing. If you're not a snowman, don't do it. Don't do it. I gotta say, hashtag jingle jangle. Don't at me.
Anywho,
yes, but Salma Hayek was in it. Love her. Rose Byrne, love her. Tiffany Haddish gave me her brand of comedy, which I was expecting. Um, I like the idea. It was like the little guy fighting the big guy, and I really do think Selma Hayek, like, I don't know why, but it's just like she is Estee Lauder and Mary Kay. Like, if they were one person, like, I feel like that's what she embodied.
I could see that. I could see that. Can you give our viewers a brief synopsis of the movie?
Sure. So Tiffany Haddish and Rose Byrne's characters are, friend for lifers, and they developed a cosmetic company. And then Salma Hayek represents or is the CEO of like Revlon or Estee Lauder. And they see them. The smaller company did some great online sales, very, very timely for right now. Right? They had huge online sales. They're about to crash and burn with their storefront. Here comes the big conglomerate. Hey, we'll take you under our wing, but I want controlling interest. And we're not going to give you that. So it's okay, I'll take 49%, but if you guys fight or break up, then I get controlling interest.
Correct.
So in essence, she kind of pins them against each other, though she doesn't really do that much to do that. It's them, one trying to stay true to the roots, the other one trying to get to the next level, and whether they can blend that together. And that's kind of what the story is about. So if you can guess, they separate, they come back, and we got to fight, Revlon together, basically.
Correct.
So, and sorry for all the brands I just name drops. I'm not saying any of y'all are like that. So if you would like to sponsor the podcast, we'll take it. Thanks.
And we won't break up.
We won't break up. But that was the gist of it. What is the reasoning for your 5?
The movie was horrible. And I say that because honestly, probably the first hour, if not, okay, I'll give the benefit of probably the first 40 minutes was literally just like punchlines one after another after another. And my husband, like, he loves like that type of, like, I guess you would say punchline, slapstick type of comedy. And even he was like, "What are you watching?" And I was like, I should have known. I'm not a fan of Tiffany Haddish's acting catalog. I did like her a lot in Girls Trip. I liked her a lot. And from there, I was like, oh, who is this girl, breaking out with, these, actresses, she might be the next big thing. And from there, literally, I feel like she just plays that same exact role in every movie she's in, no matter what. Like, she might just do like a little softer side to it. Even, it's funny, as I'm talking, I'm thinking of how even when she was in, the only thing that she was in recently that I did not hate was the Madam C.J. Walker movie.
Oh, see, I was just thinking about the one she was Melissa McCarthy and the chick from Handmaid's Tale, where their husbands all were killed or went to jail, but they were in the mob, so then they got to step up.
Oh, I remember. I was interested in seeing that, but
that was good.
A part of me said she'll still be Tiffany.
Oh no, girl, she was
different. Okay,
running them streets.
I might give it a chance. Yeah, and Madam C.J. Walker, she even still had little parts where it was like, okay, tone it down. But I think the acting of everyone else and the storyline was able to temper it. But I just feel like every joke she makes is like a crude joke. And again, I'm not a complete and utter prude, but like, I can't watch an hour or 30 minutes of you making, sexual jokes that half time aren't funny, or I just, it rubs me the wrong. See, it makes me itch. You see my neck started itching when I thought about it.
It's literally getting under your skin right now just talking about it.
Because I just feel like she has potential, and it's like she just leans to that. And I get it. You do what works, you do what pays you. But good gracious, like, stretch yourself a little bit. Do something else. Like, and then it's like, if it's not the crude humor, then it's like that over the top. Okay, we get it. We get it. Like, you want to be funny. Like, we can laugh at other things. So that was a little over the top for me. It was too much. After like the third or fourth joke, I was like, oh, okay, yeah, Tiffany's being Tiffany. I did enjoy, what's the other lady? Amanda? No, I'm saying her name wrong. What's her name?
Rose Byrne.
I did enjoy Rose Byrne. I did enjoy her. But even, I almost felt like she felt the same way as I felt about Tiffany. watching the movie. It just seemed like, oh gosh, like who paired me with this lady?
Oh,
I like the storyline, like you said, about, the small business, fighting against the large organization, especially, with my professional background and, even what I do with Modern Mom on the Move. So I did like that. And believe it or not, I liked Tiffany's stance in the, so pretty much Tiffany wanted for them to stay true to themselves and not to change just to meet, quote unquote, I guess, what the large company wanted from them. Whereas Rose was like, well, whatever it takes, let's do it. We'll be what you need us to be. So I did like that part of Tiffany's character. What else did I like? That's about it. I like the ending scene because Phoebe was in it. And I love Phoebe from Friends.
she was. Yeah. See, I'm not a fan of her, actually.
I think she's just. She has the type of. I like that awkward, not trying too hard comedy, like that witty. Like I like that. That's the type of stuff I like. That's why I enjoy Schitt's Creek. Like I like that type of comedy where it's not like, here's the punchline. Did you get it? Did you get it?
I get that, like black comedy, sarcasm dripping, yes. But for me, I don't even know her real name. Phoebe. She's awkward to a point that it makes me uncomfortable because she doesn't seem like she is one with herself in her skin, and I feel like that's just me walking around. So I don't want to see that because I'm living that.
And I think that's what I enjoy about her. Like even this role, it was completely opposite of quote unquote Phoebe, but like you said, she was
awkward though.
She still was awkward, and I loved it. Like as soon as she got on the screen, I was like, oh, refreshing. Like move aside, Tiffany. Let the real actresses, let the real comedians do their thing. So I did. I appreciated that part. I didn't hate Selma Hayek. I'll be honest. I did not hate her role. I think she was over the top, but that was her role, to be over the top. And like you said, that mixture of what you say. I don't
listen. If Dana wasn't here tonight, y'all, we would just be out here. That person. Thank you, Lisa.
Thank you, that person. Yes. Thank you, Dana.
That's why we all need you here watching these lives, because we be out here struggling with these names. Like, that person, they were in 10 movies. That one.
I go by whatever your most famous role is or whatever I remember you from, unfortunately. I don't know very many actress or actresses' real name, quite frankly.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. But yeah, so I liked her role and, how they intertwined her into the story, and the final scene where they came back together to work together, and like the product they came up with to, take back their business essentially. So I did like that. So I like seeing the underdog win despite, because a lot of times, unfortunately, in this world, the underdog does not win. Like, there's so many stories of these larger companies taking over and acquiring these small businesses and, promising them the world and everything else. And, they have like a good year of, I guess, financial freedom, and then, not reading the fine print, not understanding the clauses that went along with their agreements. They ended up, crashing and burning while this company takes their idea and keeps it moving. And it's not just in like the consumer world. You see it all the time in the music business, with actors and actresses, telling their stories and like the where are they now. So I did like to see the underdog win. I did appreciate that. And that's it. That's it. It wasn't my type of movie. And like I said, I should have known as soon as I saw Tiffany Haddish was in it. Like, there's usually a 90% chance that I won't like it. I told Stephanie it's so bad at this point that I couldn't even watch Pets 2 because she was one of the voices of the cartoon characters. I was like, I couldn't. I turned it off. I was like, and next. I was able to do Legos too, because even though she had a role, it was.
She was in Legos too?
Yeah, she was the princess, the Duplo princess, the one who was trying to marry Batman, I believe.
Oh. Maybe I didn't see Legos too.
Yeah. Well, Lego Movie 2 or whatever you call it.
Yeah.
Lego Movie 2. But so I was able to tolerate her there. In Pets 2, it was her and Kevin Hart, and I was like, no.
I mean, yeah.
No.
Yeah, she was a little much in Pets 2. I will give her that. Like, her character, I'm like, we could do without this Lopso dog.
Exactly. Like, it was just so over the top. And that's what it for me is always over the top. A little known fact about me, I don't like over the topness. Like people think I'm really extreme and I'm no, like I'm really low key most of the time. Like, when there's a celebration or something, I do want to, celebrate. I feel like you should definitely have your quote unquote moments, but I don't like people who just have to be seen, have to be heard. And it's like, me, look at me. That's what I see every time I see Tiffany Haddish. Look, did you see me? I made a joke. Laugh.
All right. Well, I guess Tiffany will not be a friend of the podcast.
She can be a friend of the podcast. We can agree to disagree.
I mean, we won't ever do her movies again, so she stays a friend of the podcast. But Phoebe can come along, I suppose.
I'm going to try that other movie you said. Like I said, I'm going to give it a try. I think maybe I just need to see her in other roles. I need to see her, diversify.
The Kitchen. The Kitchen.
The Kitchen?
Uh-huh.
I'm going to give it a try. And like I said, to be fair, I did not completely hate her role in the Madam CJ Walker story. I thought she did good in that one. So I think it's just maybe I need to stay away from movies where she's doing her quote unquote typical role. I think it's too much for me.
Gotcha. That's a fair assessment. So what's that average to? Like a 6? Maybe? Who cares? This is it. We're not Roger and Ebert. So.
We're not. You guys go check it out. I mean, it's just like Jingle Jangle. I consistently send Stephanie grave reviews that I see on social media just so that she knows I'm not the only one that thought it wasn't horrible. So,
I mean, yeah, I'm not a fan of a bandwagon scenario either. So it's like, anyway.
Again, I need to just know.
You don't know. You don't need to sit down in the snow. Okay, sit down like Bernie's been sitting all over my social media. Okay,
I love Bernie.
Bernie should have been in Jingle Jangle showing them what they're supposed to be doing in that scene. Being cold. All right, moving on. We're going to get into the inauguration. That just happened on Wednesday, y'all. Living history.
Is it pearls and chucks or chucks and pearls?
Chucks and pearls?
Yeah.
Chucks and pearls. We're going to go alphabetically. Chucks and pearls.
We've got on our pearls tonight.
That's the pearls. We got my VP looks like me shirt.
Yes, and I'm giving Amanda Gorman.
You're giving us all the Amanda Gorman right now. I love it.
You know what I'm saying? She gave me my entire life, like literally. Don't be surprised if my whole timeline or my stories are her for probably the next 2-3 months.
Listen. So when she was doing her speech, Peyton literally out of nowhere, because I had my kids watching it, and Peyton is my 7-year-old daughter. Mommy, she's talking about me. I'm a Black girl. The cynical in me immediately jumped out, trying to stop the waterworks that was about to happen. I was like, no, she's not talking about you because you have both your parents.
Let her be great.
But that was me trying to avoid the waterworks. It didn't work. It still happened.
It still happened. I'm about to say, if you were able to fight that, more power to you. Because
I didn't.
Told me, I was like,
not at all. Just waterworks, just a flowing. To the point, like, I really didn't even hear her whole speech. I had to watch it again because, I was crying through it.
Yeah.
But, I mean, that was probably one of the biggest highlights of the inauguration. Kamala, she gave me everything I wanted except maybe a color choice. Like, we went with the indigo. It was kind of like power blue, which I got, but I really was expecting her to step out, honestly, fully decked out in like some AKA green or pink. Like one of them. I was like, I'm here for it. Give me that, that Kelly green.
She said, don't worry. We got plenty of galas and balls coming up. Don't worry. You will get.
I'm sure I will.
This AKA.
I was expecting more color from her.
Okay.
Dr. Biden. Somebody let me know in the comments who's got the knockoff for that outfit because I need it. I need the gloves. I need the fur trim with a little bit of glitter in my tweed. I need the whole outfit.
Let me tell you what I need. I need Miss Michelle Obama. Listen, when she came on the screen, baby, I forgot we was watching Inauguration. I said, why? Why she got to? Why did she got to do this to us? What award ceremony is that? Why?
She did. She
That
looked
lady
great.
is gorgeous, and she just, oh my gosh, she just commands presence. As soon as I said, I was trying to work and watch the Inauguration. As soon as Michelle came out, I said, well, work's gonna have to sit over there for a while because now I gotta see what Michelle gonna do.
Yeah, she looked amazing. And what I liked about her thing is, though she did, so that's one thing I noticed. Every single former first lady, it was the same ensemble.
Yeah.
Right? You've got the dress coat.
Mm-hmm.
You've got a dress, but everything matched. Your gloves matched, your shoes matched, all the way down. What Michelle did is she said, we're going for the power suit option. It wasn't a power suit, but you gave us the pants. You gave us that wide leg trouser with all the flow, with that little bit of bling in the middle. That belt.
Girl, that belt.
She,
You know what I loved about it though?
Dress. So
I'm sorry. You know what I loved? That both Michelle and Kamala were both dressed by Black designers. Loved that. But Michelle's been using the same designer for quite a while now.
Right.
And he does an amazing job with her and his design choices. And like you said, just that belt, that pop to just break it up, and it just
the only other person I can think of that I know for sure does that, where they only use one designer, is Zendaya. You have never found Zendaya on anybody's no list.
Oh wait, she uses the same designer?
She only uses one guy.
I didn't know that.
Since she's been
I think Michelle uses several, but I know that for major occasions she does use this particular designer quite often. Let me see. I'll Google as you talk. Go ahead.
Yes. Here's what gave me question at the inauguration. Why did Lady Gaga think we were coming to the Hunger Games with her Mockingbird? And then I'm pretty sure maybe she gave us a peace sign. I don't know if I made this up in my mind because all I could see was Hunger Games. But I thought she gave us like a peace sign, or she might have literally done like the 3-finger thing. Like did she give us a Mockingjay? Like, did I make this up? Is this because I just saw so much of that in her outfit? I was like,
I saw a lot of memes talking about it. I personally have never watched not even one episode of Hunger Games, so I did not quite get the reference. I did read something that said that the purpose of the big brooch thing was an olive branch. It was a dove carrying an olive branch to signify, bringing peace between the two parties. So that was what it was symbolic of.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, sure. I saw Hunger Games.
You and so many others. So don't. You weren't alone. You were not alone.
Again, it wasn't a bad outfit. However, you had a whole bird on your chest. You had a bird chest. That's what you had.
But you know what? For Lady Gaga, I felt like she toned it down.
It was understated for her.
It was understated for her. So it was like, you know what? You guys better appreciate it, because she could have literally came out there dressed in the flag.
She could have came out there in a whole nother meat dress. She really could have.
Or she could have came out there in a Capitol dress with the coupe.
With the Capitol
hanging off of it. Like that's what Gaga will give you. So
absolutely.
I felt like we should count our blessings with what we got. And I actually thought it was really pretty.
It was very pretty. The other thing I didn't like about was the cut, but that was more so for me. Like, it was fitted way too far down. My hips would have broke that top part in half. The way that black was fitted down, it went like down to it. Like, no, he would have had to carry me down the steps, not walk me.
No, I agree. I don't know if I would have been able to walk and move like she did. But again, you have to remember, Gaga wears stuff like that. So that probably was like wearing pajamas to Gaga. The designer for Michelle Obama, his name is Sergio Hudson.
Yes.
So.
Yeah.
She just looks so good. Look at this picture.
J-Lo gave me J-Lo, and I was here for it. She also gave me Stay Tuned, because following these commercials, will be walking down the Capitol aisle. That's what she gave me in All That White as well. So I was kind of waiting for it to have like, I could see it. It's a small ceremony, your closest friends. Some of them people were her closest friends, So
was she speaking? Let's ask a question. Was she speaking tongues at the end, or was she speaking at the very end? She was like, "How about that?" I think it was Spanish.
Wait, is your question, was J-Lo speaking in tongues or was she speaking in Spanish? Is that where we're going with this?
It gave tongues. I've been trying to learn Spanish, and I'm not fluent in it. But I was like, what happened just now?
It gave what?
It gave tongues.
I can't. How does one give tongues? Like, you either are speaking in tongues or you're not.
Well, when you speak in tongues, it's not like anything in particular. So
true. Maybe that was the "Let's Get Loud" moment that everybody was referencing.
Yeah, she said, "Let's get loud." I was like, ooh.
Oh yeah, because she does do that in "Let's Get Loud," and I think she does have a in tongues moment, as you would say. But it might just be a rolling of the tongues, like I don't know, but I can't do it, y'all. So I'm not even gonna try.
That wasn't bad. That was not bad.
That was me. I literally felt myself about to choke on my tongue. That's what that was. Okay.
Please don't choke on the live podcast.
I was sipping the margarita, and I said, "Stop it!
Please don't choke on the live podcast.
Don't do it." But I think that's more so what it was. It was a rolling of a tongue thing into the loud moment.
So she does it every time she does, but I didn't even understand why she screamed "Let's Get Loud," because that's not the song that you sang. This wasn't that moment.
I mean, but what song does J-Lo perform in person where it's not a loud hyper energy? I don't think she knew how to end her song on the note it was supposed to end. Like,
okay, that is a good theory. I didn't think about that. Maybe she felt like she had to stay true to her heritage, and okay, I'll give you that.
I mean, even the one song I know that is more slower she's done in public. It's from that movie Home, like In the Light.
Feel the Light.
Even that gets very loud.
Yeah.
So she gets to be loud, and then she, tailors it off. But yeah, so I don't know. That's what I'm gonna give her. But I was fully expecting like, stay tuned, special presentation from J-Lo after this. And because Aaron was there, A-Rod was sitting there.
He was, and he was
dressed
hands with everyone, and he was dressed. I will say it was pretty funny. I said, "Oh, J-Lo got that tan. She must have been somewhere on a beach," because there was a scene not a scene, but when they were showing the live broadcast, and the president and the vice president, everyone had left, and so it was just showing pretty much all the past presidents and past. And celebrities were all just, snoozing.
Dignitaries and whatnot. Mm-hmm.
There was one scene where J-Lo was talking to somebody, and I legit thought she was Jennifer. I thought she was Mary J. Blige, and I was like, I didn't see Mary J. What did she do? And how did she get up there? And then I was like, oh, that's J-Lo. She got that tan. Okay.
She got the Mary glow. That's what she said it on.
You're really from the block. Seriously, like her complexion legit looked like mine, and I was like, is that Mary J? With the hair? I mean, it was giving real. And I was like, okay, I'm not mad, J-Lo.
I'm sure between her and her fiance, they've got to own some island somewhere.
Oh, I'm sure.
I can't imagine they don't have an island.
And I recently learned that celebrities they'll rent out their house to other celebrities, or let other celebrities, like, you can use my Malibu house while I go to, the Caymans for.
Who was it? The Virgin airline guy is always giving his island to people. Yeah. Richard Branson. So
maybe he is,
Mm-hmm.
You can let me borrow it for a little bit if he wants. I'll take
it. Richard, if you're watching, welcome to Ladies' Night. So I guess my other points. I don't know if contention is the word, but question.
Mm-hmm.
Dear Garth Brooks. Where in Dr. Fauci's brief did it say only during the inauguration is COVID not spread through skin-to-skin contact, breathing on people, hugging them, shaking their hands? Where did he say that in his brief that we should, do a meet and greet after our song at inauguration because COVID is not present at inaugurations. I didn't see that come through on the news briefs ahead of the inauguration. Did you see that, Brittany?
I did not. I think Garth said, "This is my moment, so I'm going to take it." And these are my friends. And I haven't been out. I was just trying to figure out where Garth's horse was because he was walking like he literally just jumped off of.
Like he just jumped off.
And I
Yeah.
said, did he ride a horse into the district? And I didn't see that on the news. I missed that coverage.
He came in with the mounted police. I'm sure mounted police were there for a presentation.
And I believe that like the way he was walking, I was like, wow, because you look like you just got off the horse. But he did an amazing job singing. I felt like, and at first I didn't think it was going to fit into the program, but it fit in very nicely. So kudos to you, Garth. Kudos
to Garth. I'm just saying, maybe not use the inauguration as your meet and greet session.
Yeah, everybody was taking selfies, and I was like,
"Well, would be great." Is that, like, they literally looked up to be like, "Did he leave?" Like, because the guy was at the podium, and I was like, "Wait, is he done? Is he done? Oh, okay, he's done now. Okay, we're moving along. Benediction time. Oh no, Garth's coming back. Oh, come on, Garth. Oh yeah, you missed. Yeah, did you see Bernie over there, Garth? Go ahead, go dab up Bernie. Like,
but see, I don't know if Garth. Maybe he did that because if you watched at the end, everyone else was, doing what Garth did, but I didn't see Garth, so maybe that's why. Maybe he had to leave and actually leave afterwards. Everyone else stayed. Like Amanda, after she did her speech, she walked off and said, "Brittany, I said the exact."
Oh, we gotta read these for the people too. So we have a listener here, guys. Want to know if Garth, did he fall off the horse? That's a good question because sometimes you would still walk like that because it wasn't like an intentional dismount, so you still trying to get your bearings on land.
I was confused for Garth. I mean, I was glad that the voice did not match the walk. That's what I was saying.
You're saying before I cut you off, Amanda Gorman, she exited stage. The whole time I was yelling, Garth, stage left, bro. Stage left.
I'm telling you, I think Garth had to leave out of the Capitol because Amanda, she left, but then in the end, it was clear that they had some way for her to come back out and sit with everyone because she ended up sitting, I think, beside Hillary, if I'm correct.
Mm-hmm. So he had to go back to National Mall where his horse was. That's what it was. Because he can't be on the actual Capitol grounds. That makes sense. That makes perfect sense.
It does. It does. Thank you. We've solved the mystery.
We've solved the mystery. America. You're welcome. Garth, I love you. Yeah. I don't know, Garth. I just was like, I was real confused. And we're gonna be nice on the podcast because I have another contention with Garth, but we're gonna leave it.
Leave another episode. Look, it's bad enough that Tiffany will never support the podcast. Let's not offend all of them. Let's not offend them all.
Yes.
No, but overall, I will say that this was my first time watching an inauguration. Unfortunately, I missed the Obama live. I wasn't able to watch the Obama inauguration. I was on a cruise, so I saw some of the playback. But this was the first time I watched an inauguration live, and I really did enjoy it. I feel like they had the right mix of quote unquote entertainment as well as, I guess, the traditional customs that have to take place. And again, it was just so inspirational, and it was, I was really emotional just watching when she was sworn in, because I kind of missed that part, but then I went back and watched that part. But so that when she was sworn in, I was like a little emotional watching that. And then when Amanda Gorman stood up and gave her speech, I was just like, who is this lady? How are we just now finding out about her? So she was just amazing. And, her words were just timely and she was just elegant. My mom was telling me, apparently she used to have a speech impediment. Like, can you believe that?
Wow.
So just everything about her, to me, I was just like, she is amazing. And just all of it, the words that she was saying, and even, honestly, even Joe Biden, his speech, I know he got a lot of flack from people for being, I guess, too, towing the line. But I like what he was saying, it's time for unity. And I am the president for all of you, regardless of your political preference or political party. I am your president and I'm working for all of your good, like not just for the Democrats. So I actually appreciated that. Some people were like, a little angry about it. Like, no, we voted you in. But it's like, no, he's right. We have to stop the division because that's how we got to this point, unfortunately.
Right.
And, if you're going to see change, you have to do things differently. So it was very inspiring for me. I told everyone at work, I woke up the next day with a little more pep in my step, just feeling like a true new beginning. We'll see what happens. Like everyone says, the bar is low. So, Biden don't have to do much, but I'm rooting for Biden and Kamala, and I really do think that we will see a difference, sooner versus later for sure.
I truly think, and now I'm not one that follows politics at all. Honestly, not that I could care less because they are important, but I know me, and no, I'm not the one that is out here marching and lobbying at the Capitol or, to the Senate or to my House of Representatives. I do my part where I can, but to an extent, I kind of have to deal with the hand I'm dealt because I have chosen to not be more involved in politics. I do feel, though, big part of politics is the attitudes of those in a commanding role.
Exactly.
Even if the president, your vice president, your heads of houses, heads within their own party. So even Mitch McCollum, even though he's now the minority leader, his attitude is going to make a difference.
That's true.
So if he has an attitude where he sees working for the people versus working for the party, it wouldn't matter who was in the other roles. So that's where we really gotta, I feel like, put pressure if someone's looking to get involved in politics. You gotta deal with the people in all parts of heads of their, like, granted, you have your state senator. Yes, you need to elect a state senator that is thinking about the actual people. But then you also got to look at who they're answering to within their party.
That's true. That's true.
So I'm hoping this is a turning point for just negativity in general. Policies are going to be policies. They're going to be split between the parties. I mean, that's how our system is set up.
That's how it's designed, exactly.
If you can still have split policy, but if you have the right attitude and you have realigned your foundations to what you're really working for, which I hope a lot of our elected officials are looking at that, because I think the American people on both sides have made it very clear. So even if I don't agree with that side, you have made your point very clear of what you think. Now, you choose people to elect based upon that, but those people are also supposed to look at the bigger picture.
Exactly.
So if we are all taking into account a bigger picture, we can build a brighter future. But if, we're just going by our feelings in a moment because that's what's trending, #trending, we mad today. Well, guess what? We all gonna be mad for several days.
Exactly.
But we'll see how that works itself out. One of the podcast listeners did bring up a point. I didn't want us to skip over it because it was something that I was curious about too. Joe and the first Bible ever created. Joe, where did we get this Bible, Joe?
It's funny because, again, this was the first live inauguration that I watched, and I was like, do they use that Bible for everybody? That's a big Bible. Let me Google. That Bible was huge, and it does it was the first Bible. Let's see.
I know they said something about it being in the family for 100 years. To which I go,
in his family?
Something like that. I thought that's what I heard. But who passes down? I don't know. I guess that's a thing. Pass down Bibles.
I think a lot of people do it. I don't believe our family does it.
But at what point did we said we still gonna pass down this 35-pound brick? We still doing this? There are smaller versions with bigger font.
It's a family Bible. That thing was huge.
It was huge. I'm curious. What I want to know mainly, one, where's the key? Can you guys even open it? Because that thing had 2 locks on it. Do y'all still have the key, or do we just have the Bible?
You see, I'm reading back.
And 2, does that have extra chapters in it? Like, is there extra stuff in like the OG? Because what is it in like Catholic? I think it's in the Catholic Church or some sect of the Catholic Church. There are extra Bible chapters that aren't in your King James version.
Hold on, this is crazy. This Bible has been in his family since 1893. He used the same Bible when he was sworn in as a U.S. Senator and a Vice President. His son, Beau Biden, also used it as when he was sworn in as the Delaware Attorney General. 1893, though? Wow.
Wait a minute.
That's
1893. Okay, so it says the first King James version of the Bible was issued in 1611. Why was your Bible still that big 200 years later? 282 years later, it's still that big?
I'm wondering if the print is bigger, which makes more pages. Because that is as I'm viewing the pictures.
I don't think the party was bigger, because back then people wrote better and smaller. Because you only had so much ink. Ink was expensive.
That's true. It has to be something to it, because that is a huge. Look, she can barely carry it. It's a picture of Jill Biden carrying it.
But I'm wondering if there's like there's a postscript by like James, like his just like secret diary in the back or something, or John. You know what I mean? Like Matthew just writing extra lines. Maybe the original letters are in it.
Or maybe it's like a note, maybe it's like a devotional Bible from back in the days. And so they're like extra pages for notes. And, the whole Biden family has notes from years in 1893. It's so long ago.
But then that brings up the question, who was Biden's family back in 1893? Did you all steal it?
Why would they steal the Bible? I don't understand. Help me understand.
What was that? Is that medieval times? When is 1893?
Look now. History is not my forte.
Year of 1893.
It has apparently it's a Celtic cross on it.
Okay. A Celtic cross?
Oh, it's Celtic? I always thought it was Celtic. See?
I don't know. I feel like you're supposed to say Celtic means, it was owned by the Celtics.
But that's how you say the Celtics. That's why I thought it was. Aren't they?
That's
Celtic?
Also pronounced incorrectly. I'm pretty sure. It's supposed to be Celtic for like the Irish.
Look, when in the NBA they say Celtics.
They do say Celtics. It sounds weird that they're calling them the Celtics.
Yeah, that's true. That's weird. Okay.
What? Okay. Well, let's see. Oh, apparently. Well, okay. The Washington National Cathedral was chartered by Congress January 6th of 1893.
Oh.
And the Cherry Sisters first performed in Iowa, whoever they are.
Who are the Cherry Sisters?
Okay. Thomas Edison finishes construction of the first motion picture studio in West Orange, New Jersey on February 1st of 1893. So apparently we had lights and stuff.
Okay. So maybe it wasn't as long ago as it feels when you read it.
Yeah. But still begs the question, how did he get that Bible?
From his family members.
Why did his family members get it? If it only came into the family in 1893. There's a lot of questions I have.
We'll do some more research.
In motion picture studios, the Bible shouldn't be that big.
Maybe that's just when it came to his family. Maybe it was gifted. It probably goes back even further. That Bible looks like Thaner said, that looks like it probably is one of the first Bibles.
It probably was. I want more information.
Me too. I'm going to research this. I will go down the rabbit hole.
It's King James's personal Bible. You know what?
See?
I'm not going to knock it. It might be. We're going to have to do some research. It's going to be a little bonus episode. Where did the Bible come from?
a bonus episode called Biden's Bible.
Biden's Bible. Oh, I love that. I love the alliteration. Although you know what, the Smithsonian Channel probably already did this, so I'm going to check their archives first because there's no way they've been out here, DNA testing celebrities on PBS, and nobody's looked into where Biden got this Bible.
Good point. Good point.
So we'll research that.
Were there any other highlights of the inauguration before we move on? I like the Howard University, their marching band.
Yes, that was nice.
Because that was a first, right? The first time a HBCU has marched in the inauguration, so that was pretty exciting.
So. Mm-hmm.
I did not realize how much walking they had to do for the inauguration.
How they walked the whole of Pennsylvania? No, do they walk Pennsylvania?
It seemed like it, and not to mention all the steps afterwards, and then the steps out front.
Yeah.
Then that little tour they took around all the cars. And again, I don't know. This is my first time watching it. I know there were different provisions in place because of COVID. So I don't know if that's usually the route they take, but it just seemed like it was a lot of walking.
Yeah. I mean, I did marching band. We'll put it this way, our season was over before it was this cold. So kudos to them. Because couldn't be me.
Yeah.
Couldn't be me. My instrument would have froze up. The cork on my clarinet would have been a hot mess. My reeds dried out. And they had the poor, the dance team was in their regular, homecoming attire.
They were, I noticed that. I was like, oh, I hope they got a blanket for them when they get to the end.
I mean, the flag team at least had the pants on, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I believe the ones in the front, they did. They had the flags they had on their pants, but the majorettes, no, they were in regular.
The majorettes were out there. Mm-hmm. The other thing I did like, and I actually kind of hope they do this more, having all the flags on the National Mall instead of just a random sea of people.
I did like that.
I felt it was very patriotic. I felt it was a beautiful setting.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, granted, you open it up to the public, but let's keep the lawn covered in there's no streets and sides to the National Mall. They can all stand there. I wouldn't mind. I thought that was beautiful. I honestly thought it's wow, why has it never looked like that before?
No, that's a good point. That's a good point.
I thought that was great. And maybe you don't have to do the whole lawn, but that front one that had them all waving,
they had them all waving. That was really, really nice. Yeah, because they on the live broadcast that I was showing. When they were doing, I don't want to say intermissions, but I guess in between things that they couldn't show or didn't want to show, they would show either the National Mall or they would show the video, the live broadcast of just the White House, the back of the White House. So that was nice just to see those, what was going on.
Yeah.
Let me tell you what, all that security though, they were on the roofs, they were everywhere. I was like, wow.
They had to be mad. They had to be mad.
You said the security?
Yes. They didn't get no action. Every single one of them showed up ready to do their duty that day. I am here for this country. And they were like, crickets.
They probably were disappointed but happy at the same rate, that they did keep everything safe. 3 facts that I learned. So the Capitol police officer who led the coup away from
Eugene, I don't know his last name, but
Eugene something. He actually got promoted to executive Capitol. He got a really big promotion as a result of his heroic acts on that day. What else? He
also was Kamala's personal security
for the
for the inauguration.
A lot of people thought that he had gotten that was his new role, and they were like, no, it was just for that day. That was part of it.
He's also getting the Congressional Heart of something of service.
I know that.
Yeah, he's getting an actual award that's presented by the president.
I love that. I love that. Instead of just making memes out of him and everyone in the comments, oh, thank you so much. I love that they are truly congratulating him and truly thanking him the proper way for his service. So that's amazing. Also, Amanda Gorman, the earrings and the rings that she was wearing was gifted to her by Oprah Winfrey. Apparently, Oprah wanted to buy her a coat like she did for Maya Angelou when Maya Angelou did the inauguration, the poetry at the inauguration. but Amanda already had a coat. So in turn, Oprah bought her earrings and she bought her a ring that was symbolic of "I know why the cage bird sings." And then
Oh,
the
very
third
nice.
thing, which is it's a very random fact, is that Kamala's nephew-in-law, so her niece's husband,
Mhm.
who had the tennis shoes on.
Okay.
Apparently, those are these exclusive tennis shoes that are like $10,000. So the guy who was carrying the two girls the whole time, that
Yeah.
her
He
nieces,
had on $10,000 tennis shoes to do that. I'm like,
yeah.
look, I need a pair. I'll pick up both these children today for a pair of $10,000 tennis shoes.
I was like, I don't know if I'd have been walking out these DC streets with $10,000 tennis shoes on, but I guess he felt like, when else would I have this opportunity? And look what my aunt is doing. She's making history, so let's
Right.
do it. So
Right.
another unknown fact about inauguration. I'm sure many more will come out, but those are the three that I came across this week. So I wanted to share those.
Well, thank you for sharing this. I didn't know. I didn't know sneakers could cost $10,000 and
Oh
still
yeah,
be dressy enough for an inauguration.
I didn't feel like they were that dressy, quite frankly. So
Oh,
they were
yes,
like Air Force Ones, but it's just apparently whatever that material they use to make them and the process, they're really hard to find, and it's a whole thing. I read a whole article about it. You know me and my rabbit holes.
and we appreciate you and your rabbit holes.
I'm trying to stay away from them. They take up so much of my time. My evening time. It's like I get my work done. And it's like, oh, now I can do some modern mom stuff, or I can just relax and watch TV like normal people.
Yeah.
No, I'm reading this article about $10,000 tennis shoes.
See, and that's me and TikTok. So that's we everything. Next we're gonna get into this versus part of our ladies' night thing. We had a little R&B battle. We're gonna call it hip hop battle. I don't know if we call it hip hop.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I call it probably R&B. They
R&B.
yeah.
Between Ashanti and Keyshia Cole. That occurred just last night. What I learned was that had been rescheduled 3 whole times. I thought it had only been rescheduled 1 time.
So did I.
But
I didn't know it was 3 times.
The lovely ladies of the 90s, early 2000s blessed us with their music. One, maybe more so than the other. Their presence as well. One, maybe more than the other.
Correct.
But let me tell you, that was a very needed karaoke / dance night in my living room.
Oh yes.
So at the end of the day, it was a great night. Whether you're team Keyshia Cole or team Ashanti, we all know Ashanti won, but we still love Keyshia.
Exactly.
Y'all can both be friends of the podcast if you want. Just know, Ashanti, I'm here for you.
You gotta whisper it to her though.
Yeah,
no, I agree. I went in not being one or the other because I do enjoy both of their music, quite frankly. But yeah, I was taking my daughter's hair out last night, and so we had it on, streaming live through the TV. And yes, I mean, I sung my little heart out all night. I actually told my husband I was in the wrong profession because I was able to hit quite a few of those notes, and I was really proud of myself. And I was like, I knew I should have been a singer, and I didn't follow my calling. So that's all right. Tonight works. Tonight works for that. But it was great. It was, just like you said, dancing. Like for a while, I actually was taking her hair out while we were dancing to the music. So we were dancing while I was unbraiding all of those.
Wow, that's talent there, lady. Dancing and unbraiding? What?
I was getting through them fast too, girl, with that music on. But yes. So what Stephanie is referring to is the fact that Keyshia Cole was over an hour late for the verses. Now, as someone who watches quite a few versus battles, not all of them, because some of them I just don't care about, but who watches quite a few, I feel like people were a little harder on Ashanti and Keyshia Cole about their being on time, because Jeezy and Gucci Mane were both late as well. Erykah Badu and Jill Scott were both late. Who else? Now Patty was on time. Auntie Patty was on time. She was on time. And she could hit all her notes. Whole nother conversation.
We can't confirm if Brandy and Monica were late.
Yeah, I cannot confirm nor deny. I watched that one, but I did not watch it from the beginning.
Right.
I actually heard it playing through my neighbors, through my walls for my neighbors, and I was like, why did I listen so much Brandy and Monica tonight? And I was like, oh, the verses, I forgot. So that's how I was able to tune into that one. So because they had it blasting, it sounded like they had it in every single room. I was like, oh,
Brandy and Monica were in their house, huh?
Yes, I was like, someone's a fan of someone over there.
Yeah, so I didn't catch this one from the beginning, but you know, Brittany that was there to give me the breakdown.
I was from the very beginning.
When I did come in, I mean, they both have songs. So first of all, I like both artists.
Mm-hmm.
However, I feel like Ashanti's music is music that tests I don't know how that saying goes, but you know,
the test of time.
Thank you. Stands the test of time. Yo, this margarita is. Anyway.
Doing the most and then some.
Yes, it is. But Ashanti's music stands the test of time. And Ashanti's music, this is the best way I had said it was, I don't know the names of Ashanti songs, but let that beat drop. Yeah. I know what we're singing. Keyshia Cole, I can name you songs I like of hers. Mm-hmm. That's not her whole discography.
Yeah.
So if I'm an artist, I'd rather you be able to, if someone puts a song on karaoke, oh, I know that, and the whole crowd is singing, then someone's got to tell you the name of it afterwards. Like, oh yeah, I like that song a little bit. What's that song called? Correct. So that's why I say I prefer Ashanti. Mm-hmm. Some of the things that happened during what I saw, it just felt a bit disrespectful. Now I say that as I make this commentary, but some, you know, getting up while someone else is performing or trying to sing over top of somebody else singing, like that's, you guys are both in the industry. Let's have some respect for each other. And like, I get maybe you're in the mood, you're feeling it, but like, just sit down, be quiet. Just sit down and be quiet. Now, same token, yes, people are also looking at their phones.
Yeah.
Now, in this setting, because it is a virtual thing going on social media, I don't know if you're just on your phone because you're trying to actually run this live stream.
Correct.
So I do give you the benefit of doubt on that. But if you were not, yes, we should probably have put the phone down too. Mm-hmm. But again, someone on their phone is not as distracting as
you getting
somebody over here trying to sing your song, right? When I would like to sing the originator or hear the originator sing it.
Yeah. And I think for me, it was, so a lot of the things, so okay, for those who didn't watch it, she's referring to Ashanti being on her phone. She's referring to Keyshia Cole getting up. Keyshia Cole got up several times.
First of all, let them still be friends of the podcast.
They can still be friends of the podcast. They were there. They know what happened.
Keisha's gonna be a friend after I just called her out and you confirmed it.
Listen, Keisha's gonna love us because we love Keyshia. We love you, Keyshia.
We love Keyshia though.
So, and I was just gonna say, like, a lot of the things, I'm about to defend Keyshia actually. So a lot of the things that people were, I guess, knocking Keyshia for, oh, I think she had an attitude. Apparently she did have some type of disagreement with her ex-boyfriend her ex-boyfriend right before she got on camera, which was what was a part of what led to her being late, because she was over an hour late. But again, she's not the only artist who has been late. Not yet. I will call on you. But yeah, so I think Keyshia was kind of trying to sing along. Like, the one thing I did enjoy about this one was that it didn't seem forced. Like, it did seem like they did genuinely enjoy each other's music. Like, so
yes, I agree.
Ashanti songs came on, like, Keyshia was like, oh, that is my song. Like, it was clearly like Girl. It wasn't like, you know, sometimes like when you see the verses, it's like, oh yeah, that's a good one. No, it was like, oh, that was a hit. And then same way, like certain ones from Ashanti, certain ones Keyshia played, and Ashanti was, you know, snapping and, you know, really vibing to it. So I did appreciate that. What else did I appreciate about it that I feel like people were giving them a hard time for? There were so many hilarious memes afterwards, though. One of my favorites, I do have to say, is because Keyshia Cole was so late, they kept posting Bernie sitting in her chair. That was was classic. But anyway, Keyshia Cole, like a lot of people give Keyshia Cole a lot of flack about not being able to sing live, but especially the first part before they took the intermission, which was strange. But before they took the intermission, she was singing a lot of her songs, ones that the average fan may think that she was not able to replicate live. Did I say that?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And she actually did a good job with it. Same thing. Ashanti sung almost all of her songs live, and she did a phenomenal job. I will say again, in both of their defense, because people were like, "Well, certain singers were not on key." I will not specify who were not on key, so on and so forth. That it was boring, so on and so forth. But I said you have to realize that in most of these versus battles, they are not singing live. They're just hitting play, and you just listen and you vibe out to it. Like they sang almost, even if not the whole song, at least part of their songs, and they did 20 songs. And Ashanti probably sang at least legit 7 songs before Keyshia even came out. So that in itself, they both gave you like a little miniature concert, and there was like a point where Keyshia Cole brought OT Genesis out, which is he's a rap artist, but apparently him and Keyshia Cole actually had beef and a disagreement in the past. So she brought him out to sing the song Love. So it's that part where when she goes high, I'm not gonna even accept that. That's not one that I did sing along with. But so on that part, when it was time for that note, he actually came out and like I want to say kind of did like a parody or a spoof of it. And so that was really funny and entertaining. So I felt like there were good points throughout. And I didn't like a lot of people like they were bored. I was definitely not bored. I was frustrated waiting for it to start. But once it started, I was like, yes, it was a whole vibe. Like you said, it was dancing, and it wasn't what I enjoyed about it also that it was the whole family could enjoy, Yeah, they might have dropped 1 or 2 words here, but overall it was family friendly. My husband enjoyed it just as much as I enjoyed it. My kids, well, my son could care less. He was playing his video games. But my daughter, she was bobbing along, like I said, she was dancing to it. So I think they did a great job. And like I said, the fact that they sang, the last one I saw where the artist actually sang was Patti LaBelle and Gladys Knight. So like even Brandy and Monica didn't sing the whole time.
Brandy sang though. She didn't sing the whole time.
And she didn't have a microphone set up. They literally had microphones set up in front of them. So it was like one of those things. If you didn't sing, it would have been awkward for you to be like, I'm not doing that. Like it would have seemed like you had a bad attitude. Whereas, like you said, Brandy did sing and she did a phenomenal job. Shouts out to Brandy because shouts out to Brandy. And but like Monica didn't sing the whole entire time. I don't think Monica sung at all, actually. Until it was Boy Is Mine. Because remember several times Brandy was like, come on, Monica. And she was like, yeah, no, I'm good. Thanks. That was everything. They kept talking about Keyshia Cole's attitude. I didn't think she had.
I didn't get attitude.
I got
distracted from her.
I got distracted and I got Keyshia. Like, here's my whole thing. I felt for those who were like, oh, you've never watched any of her reality shows. You don't have to watch much of Keyshia Cole to gather what her personality is like. And I didn't think it was an attitude. It was just like, all right, let's get to this. And not like, let's rush it. It was like, I want to play this music and I want to hear your music. Like, and she said it, she acknowledged her. She's like, yeah, you're a beast, and you work with artists that I could only dream of. They had one part where they both played songs that they both did with Tupac. Ashanti also had the privilege of meeting Biggie before he passed away. Right. And she acknowledged that. She was like, I never got to meet Biggie. She was like, apparently Tupac was very close with one of Keyshia Cole's brothers.
Oh, okay. That's how she would have been a little young to have met.
Exactly. That's what she said. So she was young. But Ashanti said she was probably like 13 or 14 when she met Biggie. Really? Apparently, Puff Daddy wanted to sign her very early on. She didn't go into detail what happened, but Puff Daddy wanted to sign her. And in that process of, I guess them courting her, trying to get her signed, she met Biggie. And then same thing, Keyshia Cole was able to meet and spend time with Tupac because one of her brothers apparently was really close to Tupac. So we learned some things last night as well about both of them. I would say overall, I give it to Ashanti just because I felt like Ashanti was clearly a student of verses. She knew what to do. She knew when to play what songs. She knew that singing would set her over the edge. So even if Keyshia, quote unquote, played a more popular song, Ashanti would play a song that was either equally popular or maybe even less popular, but she sung.
Right.
And really highlighted her vocal skills. I just felt like she played the game better, quite frankly, last night. She did not come to play. She was like, look, we're going to do this. Even like towards the end when they were running out of time, she was like, okay, I don't have time to talk because I want to get these songs. I want to make sure you guys hear it. Drop it. You know, she was on her DJ. That was the other thing. A lot of times I think she was actually texting her people because towards the end she got off her phone, but then she was doing the whole.
Yeah, that's true.
Whereas before she probably was again being professional and was just texting them like, "What's the next song? Okay, what's the next set? What's my okay, cool." She was prepared, quite frankly, and like I said, Keyshia did. She sung quite a few songs live that I was impressed by. You know, I think as the night went on, I think Keyshia just got a little frustrated and was just like, okay. But again, both of them, you know, phenomenal, good music, like you said, just a good overall vibe. You know.
Yeah, the vibe overall was great. I honestly went into it thinking I was going to love Keyshia more because when Keyshia's first album came out, repeat. That CD was on repeat. Okay.
Yes.
And like, you know, I know the top 4 or 5 of the Ashanti discography, right?
Mm-hmm.
But when you sit down and you listen to it, I'm like, oh snap, oh that was you too. Oh, that was you too. And it's like, you know what? I gotta give it to Ashanti because like I got off of that and I went to Spotify and said, hey Spotify, play Ashanti.
Exactly.
So like, you know.
Let me put you on the spot then. What name 3 of your top 3 of Ashanti and 3 of your top 3 from Keyshia?
Okay, Keyshia, I just want it to be over.
Oh, okay.
Love. Toss up between. I like I've Changed. I
changed my mind. That one. Mm-hmm.
I think it's literally just called I've Changed though. But
oh, okay. See, look, you know.
Ashanti. All right. Oh, you said top 5 for Keyshia.
That's a 3.
Okay, good. Okay, I like her. Ashanti. So now Ashanti, remember I told you I don't know names.
Okay. Feel free to sing.
We're not gonna do that tonight. No, ma'am. I don't know if it's even called Baby, but the one where she says baby all the time. Is it actually called Baby?
I think it is called Baby.
Okay.
Yeah, it's called Baby.
Always There.
Okay.
Oh, what's my other top Ashanti one? What's the one? What is that called?
Oh, I know
Dynamic. Because that's with Ja Rule on it.
Yeah. Is it like?
I mean, basically everyone she's with Ja Rule on.
Happy. I think it's called Happy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Happy. Yes. It's called Happy. I'm looking at the list.
Yeah, but I mean, now when I did put the Spotify playlist over Ashanti, like it was like 2-1. The song had Ja Rule on. I was like, man, he really just dominated your life for a hot minute. Like,
yeah, you know, they were Murder Inc., so everybody was on everybody's songs.
On everybody.
It was like a Motown situation or like a Bad Boy. Oh, we got Faith on the song. We got, you know, total doing your lyrics. We're not bringing anybody else. So it was kind of one of those situations.
It's like, man, you was just on every single one of his records. What would these sound like if you weren't on them? How would that have done a job?
Not the same. But you know what I liked about it? They made magic together, though. That's for sure.
Yes.
And then she had like a little nickname for him. She kept calling him last name. What was it? Ruly?
What she called that?
It was something like that. She was like, because Keyshia Cole said something. She said, I can't believe Ja Rule's not with this. She was like, yeah, Ruly, something like that. It was weird. It was something like the average person would not call him. And I would have never guessed it if I didn't hear her say it out of her mouth. And I was like, oh, that's cute. Okay, let's see. My top 3 for Ashanti would be Rain on Me. I love Rain on Me.
Oh, so good.
The Way That I Love You. I got my entire life last night on that. Like I really wanted them to rewind it, and I'm probably gonna play it as soon as we get off the podcast, just because I want to sing it again. And funny moment. Rock With You. Is that the one?
Yeah. Oh, yes. I love that one.
Before it came on, me and Stephanie had a conversation. I was like, that's the one I do not like, girl. When that thing come on, oh baby, yum. I was like, I can't do it. As soon as the beat dropped, I lost my mind. I was like, oh, I was so mad at myself. And then maybe, it's so many. Okay, I really like Lloyd, so I'm gonna be biased and say my third is Southside because I love me some Lloyd.
I love me some Lloyd too, girl.
I love me some Lloyd. Let me tell you.
You know what? I hate a man with hair. Like after a certain age, you shouldn't have hair like that. But poor little Lloyd, he gets away with it for me.
Lloyd can do no wrong in my book. Let me tell you. Lloyd can do no wrong in my. I promise you. Between the voice, Lloyd can do no wrong in my book. That's what I'm gonna say.
Girl, don't get in trouble today.
I'm not, because look, Pat be like, Carlos, did you see the podcast? You might want to go back watch it.
You ain't hear him laugh in the background earlier? I was like, go somewhere. Go somewhere.
And then for Keyshia Cole, it would definitely be Heaven Sent. That's like my number one from her. Heaven Sent, Love, of course. And then, she played, it was a lot I like from her. It's kind of a toss up, but I guess I would go with it's a toss up for me between I Should Have Cheated and Let It Go. Now I know Let It Go has a lot of features in it, but
okay,
I love me some Missy Elliott, so
yes,
it's a bop.
So that's what I was gonna say. I would love to see Missy Elliott versus Timbaland. That is.
Well, it's funny because that's what it's an ongoing meme at the end of almost every single verses, and they were like, per usual, Missy wins. Because usually one of her songs, or like either a song that she produced or that she's a part of, is like the song that gets everybody going in the comment section. And she's always there, and she's like, yeah, I love y'all, I appreciate the love. And it's like, nah, Missy, like for real, you changed the game in so many ways. Her and Sean Paul, the same thing. Sean Paul, like Sean Paul always wins.
I mean, look, that's a winning combo though. Those two are winning combos. There are people that you partner with, and you know you're gonna have a hit.
That's true. Because what's the producer? He did a verses earlier. Like I wish they would redo it now. Is it Scott Storch?
Oh, Scott Storch?
Yeah, I always say it wrong. It's like a tongue twister for me. Scott. I can't say it.
Yeah, you don't hear from him no more. What he doing? His little
he was one of the first verses. It was him versus Manny Fresh, and he destroyed Manny Fresh because Manny Fresh was too busy like trying to take all these digs at him and do all these like little, I guess. Apparently, he used to have a drug issue, and so he was doing little skits to pick at that. But Scott Storch was just playing his songs. I was like, "That's him too." Good guy.
He was on everything in the 2000s.
I had no clue he was on all those songs, and I was like, "Well, I wonder if he was able to dibble and dabble and do what he did with all that money." But you know apparently he's clean now, so.
I want to see Paul Wall. I don't know why I have this weird fascination with Paul Wall. I don't know, it's because he's always got so much stuff in his teeth, and I'm like, how do you make the English words with all of that jewelry in your mouth? But I need some sitting sideways Paul Wall, okay? I need some of that. I don't know who you gonna go against. Let's bring back Chameleonaire. Why not? Why not? Let's just do a whole. Can we do like a 2000s versus? Just have them all like boop boop pop on. Let's do a Zoom.
That would be hot, but you gotta remember there's those certain artists like Lil Wayne who was on every song in the 2000s, so it's like
he ain't gonna do it.
It's funny because who was it? Someone kept saying you last night. You
it was me. I said, can we just have like Nikki come in and be like, oh, sorry, wrong location, and like it just make my life just walk in and exit stage left and be like, oh, Nikki, I love you.
Nikki, Drake, Wayne, they're never gonna do verses like. It's really no competition, quite frankly. Like not to be shady, to y'all.
But that's why you got to get someone that they would want to do it with. That's why I say you do Missy against Timbaland.
Well, Timbaland's he's a part of the verses. He can't be a part of it.
Okay, but this isn't for real verses because first of all, that's a no contest tie. They are so equal level. Like they've even worked together. Like that. You the best and you the best. That's like
80% of their. I will say 80% of their catalogs is together anyway.
Right. So that's just a party. That's fine. Let's just have a party. Let's call it a versus, but really it's just a house.
You don't want a versus. You want a party.
We need a COVID house party sponsored by
That's what D Nice is for.
Yeah, but he don't. I love D Nice, but I need
Don't do it.
I need to send him a set list. I'll just send him a set list and be like, "It's my birthday. See what you can do."
Okay, that's true. I'm trying to think. You know who I would like to see on the Versus? I don't know how extreme his catalog is, but I would love to see Anthony Hamilton.
Oh, no, you can't do that. Not during COVID. We gotta get COVID first.
That man is so talented.
Too many babies popping up, Brittany. Let's not.
I won't have any. I'm good.
Well, who would you put him against? You know who you would put him against? And I don't. Music Soul Child.
Oh. See, I don't know. Let me tell you. Music would be. I don't want to use this comparison. Okay, who don't we want?
Music Soul Child's music is same level as Anthony. The visual appeal is a different category.
Well, that's what we say. The persona.
Yes.
And he may have changed. I know that he went through a period where he wanted to be a rapper. So he was a little lost. I think he's back now. But
welcome back.
Welcome back, music. We love you. Let me tell you, because on my list, on my phone of songs, it's at least 5 music songs. Music can write and sing a song. Let me tell you. That man is talented. So, that would be a good one. I just would like for someone to sit both parties down ahead of time and say, look, this is how it works. This is what time you need to be here.
No, Maya. You can't hear us on Facebook, Maya. Try us on the YouTube, Maya love.
Oh, you can't hear us?
You can find us over on the YouTube if the Facebook stream's not working for you.
But I enjoyed last night's Versus. Like I said, I might not be popular opinion. And I think part of it was, to your point, not realizing that it had been canceled or rescheduled twice. I think a lot of people were just over the hype, So, it's one of those things where if you wait and you wait and you wait and then you get nothing, you wait, and then you get nothing, then you wait, and then you gotta wait and wait, and then it starts. It's like, girl, I don't even care. So
yeah. No, I get that.
I think punctuality definitely played a factor in last night. But like I said, anybody who's been really watching these Versus battles know that artists showing up late is not a thing. I know my husband, when Jeezy and Gucci Man were on there, and they did theirs in person, and I think they both were about an hour late because he just had the music playing for it. And I was like, are they going to do it or not? And he was like, they'll be here. Don't worry, they'll be here. And I was like, okay. But even like Erykah Badu and Jill Scott, which is one of the fan favorites, people love that one. They both were late. And they were in their house just like Ashanti. I don't know if they were in their houses, but they were both in separate locations.
Yeah, they weren't on the stage at Tyler's studios or whatever. Tyler Perry's studio. Yeah, but I stand by it. Put that down into the universe Versus. Swiss Beats, if you're on here, welcome. Thanks for being a friend of the podcast.
Hey, Swiss.
But if we could convince your partner Timberland to get his BFF Missy, so y'all can Versus, but just also give us a house party.
Or maybe they could just do a set. Like, that would be hot. A set with Swiss, Missy, and Timberland one night. Oh. Because Swiss got a lot of hits too.
He does. You know what? As soon as you said that, I was like, yeah, there was a hot, good 2 years where every song was Swiss Beats.
Swiss Beats? Yeah. Oh, that would be nice. Mm-hmm. I think they should just do like maybe on the 1 year anniversary of Versus, they could do that where they do like a set kind of like D Nice, and they just play all their hits and let everybody too. I know that would break Instagram.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because that was something that happened last night too. I don't know if people realized it. Something happened with Keyshia and Keyshia Cole and Ashanti's where it kept, like, at least for the streaming, if you were streaming it kept kicking you out. So I don't know if it had to do with something going over the time or if it had to do with how many people were in there, but it did. It kept kicking you out. You had to keep searching for different streams. So shout out to those ladies. I'm sure they made a nice, pretty little penny last night with their endorsements from Ciroc, Doritos, and what was the other one?
I don't know. I just know. Oh wait, Drizzly? Was that sponsoring them. I just know I tried to get that Ciroc delivered to my door, and they said we don't deliver in Maryland.
They said, no, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Oh,
You know, Diddy's all about that coin.
I know.
He wants you to come to the club and do bottle service. He wants you.
Columbia, Maryland,
pay,
get to a real city.
He wants you to pay $175 for that $20 bottle.
Yeah, I was willing to too, but
no, you were not.
Cards were not aligned for me.
That's all right. That's all right. Sometimes everything isn't meant for every day, so you're okay.
You're right, because you know what? Had they delivered, I wouldn't have my extra margarita for today.
There you go. See?
Local. One margarita at a time.
That's right. Supporting local. That's how you do it.
That's how you do it. Our last topic on the agenda was girlfriends and COVID. How to stay connected.
Start a podcast.
That's great. Start a podcast. Or if you don't feel like starting a podcast, pretend you are running a podcast so you have reasons to see each other to coordinate agendas and whatnot. The purpose of this topic was honestly more so just to find some sort of segue into us telling you guys how we went on the adventures, a Bad Moms adventure last weekend. I say that because our ways of staying connected are not for everyone. Most moms out here have made pods for their children.
Mm-hmm.
I made pods for my friends. So I have my friends that I want to see. And I make sure that crew, we get tested on occasion, and I make sure we're all friends with each other.
And protected, correct.
That's right. Yep. So shout out to obviously Brittany. Shout out to Nisha, aka, friend of the podcast, Slim Fit Meals out here.
Yep.
That circle we're tight. Luckily, Brittany has a child of age with mine. So otherwise, my kids would be BFFs with some adults right now. But yeah, so that is actually, honestly, I really do think that is a good tip. Like, I get, socially distancing, we should be doing.
Mm-hmm.
I am a huge believer in it. My husband, EMT firefighter, he's on these front lines.
Yeah.
It's a real thing out here, guys. That said, you also need to maintain your sanity during these times. Now, granted, I see a therapist. However, it is frowned upon for me to pay her to be my friend every week for an hour. So therefore, I have to make sure I'm still in contact with my friends. And when you're stuck in a house, that might mean you might need to get out with your friends. So, I've done things where we've met at parks or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But, my close friends, we kind of don't see other people, just each other.
Correct.
So on that note, I needed both of my girlfriends last weekend. So Slim Fit Meals. So Slim Fit Meals first, and then hopped on over to Brittany's. And that's when we realized it was a bad idea to be mad at your husband and try to be petty.
Yeah.
As our nice Kiki moment turned into a where's the car? Dude, where's the car? Literally.
Dude, do we really have to drive 30 minutes to go get the car?
It was, you guys, so basically, I don't know if you don't follow me on my own social media, I got my car towed while I was at Brittany's while we were trying to actually do some research and have some girl chat at the same time.
We were trying to watch a movie.
Yeah, we were trying to watch a movie for the podcast. Car got towed. Most disrespectful of ways.
Oh, hold on, let me just be clear though. I popped my neighborhood popped Stephanie's towing cherry. I'm
sure did. Never been towed in my life. Never. So that happened first time ever. But as I said, we were doing research and having some girl time because being stuck in the house with your spouse is It's not really something we actually signed up for in marriages.
I didn't.
Nobody told us we were going to have to be around each other like legitimately 24/7.
Exactly.
Like, that's weird. So I was trying to have a petty moment, which is not advised, ladies. Don't do it. Okay. I knew better, but I was doing it anyway. And therefore the Lord said, Stephanie, this was not in Bible study this week to be petty towards one's husband.
Nope.
So had my car towed. I say the most disrespectful of ways. My husband is a firefighter. We got firefighter tags.
They do.
Not only did I get towed in county he does service, I got towed by the company that feeds themselves, gets their regular paycheck from my husband doing his job. So in other words, PGFD. Oh, well, let me not say. Ooh, just kidding. Y'all didn't hear that.
Rewind that. Go ahead.
Department. We'll edit that out in post.
Please do.
Department hires this company to pick up the vehicles at their accident scenes. And you just towed my vehicle with my fire tags? And not even just that guy. Like, granted, like, okay, well, Steph, yes, you were in a fire lane. I get that. But I have fire tags. And my car is red. I could have been following up on a case in the neighborhood, okay? Could have been following up. You don't know. It could have been late night pop-up. Do you have a smoke alarm?
They didn't
Okay,
care.
safety.
On top of that, once we arrived, their logo is literally a character holding a fire truck.
Literally.
Literally.
And not even like
this stuff
drawn. It wasn't a drawn. It was a picture of an actual fire department vehicle. And then parked the car next to a vehicle they picked up from an accident scene.
Correct. And the craziest part is I explained to her that they very rarely, if ever, tow in my neighborhood. And it goes to you have to follow your intuitions. Obviously, I felt something because I literally kept getting up every 10 minutes.
You did. You kept checking.
Every 10 minutes, I was like, let me just make sure. Let me just make sure. And then probably I guess it was like the 10th time, I was like, it's not there. And she's like, what do you mean it's not there?
I didn't believe you because you're like, oh, where's your car? I'm like, outside. What kind of a question is this for me?
It in fact was not outside.
It was not.
So the truck must have come when I sat down on the ninth check. Because by the time I got up 10 minutes later, it was gone.
Who tows in complete silence?
With no lights, no nothing. Because I had the blinds open so we would see.
No, nothing. And then, then they talked about they had to put a whole dolly because it wasn't a flatbed. And she's like, yeah, that's why he's not here yet. So tell him to turn around. Turn around.
Bring it on back.
Around. I mean, I'm sorry. This is just, at this point, guys, y'all can tune out if you want. This is really just a rant. But
we felt you should understand this story and know that next time you want to, see your friends in the middle of a pandemic, A, be safe. B, don't be petty.
Don't be petty. And C, take the long walk from the end of the parking lot.
Yeah, that too.
Take the long walk from the end of the parking lot. You'll be all right. You'll be all right.
Yeah.
You won't have to tell your husband the next morning you got the car towed.
Meanwhile, while you're listening to your friend's husband laugh you out the entire night because he was quite entertained. That's what y'all get. That's exactly what you get. And I was like, so it's funny, huh? Okay, thanks.
But it was quite the adventure, to say the least.
Enjoyed it.
I did too. Would I do it again? Let somebody else get towed. We can go help somebody else.
Next time we will park it somewhere else. That's what we will do.
And then we will call them and see what they do.
Exactly. Because next time I'm going to be that neighbor that called. That was the other thing. I was really being paranoid, I guess is the best way to put it. So I was like, someone had to call. They never tell. Someone called. So I was outside looking to see who was looking out their window. And when we called the tow company, we were informed, no one called. It was just a random
It's
random
awesome.
drive-by.
Careful, because tow companies are gonna call your bluff. Okay, she called mine hard
Oh, big time.
with a straight face.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
It was an experience. We all have to experience things, and I'm glad you were able to experience it with me.
Yeah, I'm glad I did too, because
And for anyone who knows me, you will be I was the opposite of Brittany. I was calm, cool, collected,
I will
and
say this though,
borderline happy,
you did have a moment. I was like, we got Brittany. She knows the rules. We got to bring it in. We got to bring it in. But yes, but between the two of us, I think we both did very good. We only scared one person via phone.
Yeah, I was definitely proud of me because this mouth and this attitude when it comes to things like that.
We were able to laugh through it. We covered the vehicle, and yeah.
And we got to take a little road trip, so that was fun.
Yeah, if you're looking to do a road trip with your girlfriend in the middle of COVID, park in a tow lane, and then call her to help you go pick your car back up.
Ta-da!
I mean, or do something smarter, or maybe cost less money.
Yeah, don't be petty. That's the moral of the story is don't be petty.
That's the most important. Don't be petty.
As much as our husbands get on our nerves, being petty never works out in our favor. So
no. If your petty is gonna cost you $1, don't do it. Don't do it. Okay?
Don't do it. Free petty only. Oh, I should get that on a shirt.
Free petty only.
Like
yeah. I don't think the pastor's gonna be following this. All right, guys. Thanks for joining us. Hope you enjoyed Girls Night In.
Hope you loved our looks.
Yes. We will see you Wednesday. Wednesday's episode, we are going to be covering blended families.
Yes.
And our guest is going to be friend of the podcast, Miss Jade Hughes. Miss Hughes is based out of Texas. She runs, at the moment, 3 companies and I believe a podcast.
Boss mom.
Both her and her husband bring children from previous relationships. So she's a lovely millennial mom like ourselves, running a household of, I believe, 7 children. So she's going to come and join Brittany here, and y'all are going to bless us with explaining, how to properly manage a blended household and topics that come up under that. So I'm excited to hear about this. Excited to have Jade join us, and hopefully you guys can join us Wednesday at 1 p.m. If you can't, we will always have the podcast posted on our YouTube and our Facebook page.
That's right.
And y'all, thank you for being here. It's been a blast. We'll see you Wednesday. Bye.
Bye.